Yeah, now it's recording. Queries. Let me take all your queries. So your first question is like, can I use a script? Another project, is it?
Yeah,
Answer is
like for example, if I do, for example, if a client have given me one project to work on it, so I do
hmm,
have some current scripts in that. So I want to implement those scripts into another projects also.
it is possible. It's just like add in. Okay. So you are
Okay.
creating your like uh, your self add-ins like which without any coding experience. That's it. So creating an add-in is somehow complicated. You have to learn some, like coding languages, like very complicated language like C sharp. Okay, it's not that easy, to be frank. Okay, but here without even having a basic coding knowledge, you can create your own workflows. Okay, you can create your own workflows. So it works like an add-in. It's still, I mean, it almost similar to an add-in without a coding experience. Yes, you can use any number of projects. For example, if you create a script in 2023, you can use in 2027 also. Okay, but there will be a small problem since like how I mean like how we have a different Revit versions like Revit 20, Revit 19, 2020, okay, 2021, like now we have a 2024. So there will be small modifications happen. I mean, you have to do some basic changes in your script for every 6 months or every 1 year. It's like, you have to find the alternative. I mean, sometimes what happen if you create a script today, uh, due to some, installation issues or due to some, like piracy issues. I mean, if you are using like a cracked version, maybe you don't have a complete access to pull some libraries. In such cases, what you have to do is you have to look for some other alternative and you can fix it up. Okay. So that is possible. You can do it. So my answer is
Yeah.
yes, it can be done with some uh, little
Okay.
modifications. Okay. Well, there is a
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
more. Most of people are saying I'm not audible to hear anything. Let me answer them. Um, Akshara and Bhavat. I have a one more question. What is automation on BIM environment? Good. What is automation on BIM environment? Okay. See, I'll tell you one thing. Automation is everywhere now, Vijay. Okay. So, for example, if there is a manual task, like how do you do without your presence? So, how do you do with your presence with little efforts? Let me mute everyone again. Okay. So automation is nothing but you don't need to be like act like a robo or I mean, whenever you watch any movies like hacker movies, okay, they keep on pressing the keys, like writing the code of thousands of lines. It is seriously, they're trying to scare. Generally, to hack a website, you need like 10 to 15 lines of a script. Seriously, to hack someone's password, it's just like 2 to 3 lines of a code. Seriously, I'm telling you. So that is where we are now. Okay. So what you are going to use in that 2 to 10 lines or 10 to 50 lines, that is a logic. So we have some libraries in a cloud platform and you are pulling it out. What is there in the cloud platform? Who is writing in the cloud? So that you are going to learn in our training sessions. Okay. So in a one line, automation is nothing but if you know there is a manual process, you can automate it without, your presence and with a little your presence. It's like you are, giving some, um, like actions. So first you're going to give set of an actions in a way like do this, do that. I want you to do this. So once you're done with the first one, then I want you to do this. then the third one, then fourth one. So you are giving set of an actions now in a line based. Okay, for example, when you are very new to when you're very new to this like modeling industry, when you're new to the modeling industry, so generally what your coordinator will teach you, first you have to open a project in a create, and you have to turn it on the create new local. Don't uncheck that. Don't uncheck that any pause. So that is one set of an action. Once it is opened, so you have to change the work set. So that is a second action. So once you change the work set, okay, and you have to look into a perfect you know the view, like either if you're working on a floor plan or ceiling plan. So each and every single step which is going to be like an action, which is like an action. Okay, so you are going to tell all this, I want to do this, I want to do that. So is this only an audio session? No, let me check with everyone. Let me stop screen sharing and I'll do it again. So not audible. Okay. So I hope everyone can hear me now. I hope everyone can hear me now. Is my voice clear? My voice clear, right?
Yeah,
Everybody?
yeah, yeah, clear.
Okay. Okay. Fine.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
audible clearly.
Thank you. Thank you. So that is an automation. And I have a few questions uh, before we continue the next, the 2 days workshop. Okay. Don't leave this workshop until unless it ends. Okay, so I'm gonna show you like what you're going to learn and how you're going to uh, switch yourself from the modeling into automation side. Okay, where I'll tell you one thing. Like 4 or 5 years ago, no one knows Revit. The companies used to find the people who knows Revit, they start pulling them into their company. Like, come, Revit, right? At least you know how to open a Revit. Come and join us. So this is how it used to be. But now, even though you are very qualified, you have cleared even auto, you don't have an work experience, you have cleared an Autodesk certification as well. But still, getting a job, it's very hard as a modeler. I hope you're seeing the same in what is happening in the current industry. Okay. So what you have to do in current scenario, upskill, because automation is our next future when it comes to BIM industry. Why automation in the sense? Um, like uh, there is a modeling task. There is a project has come, like you have to model this entire duct layout, CAD layout, a piping layout, or fire protection, or you have a lighting layout, or you have an architectural CAD. So you have to convert that entire into the walls, and you have to place the columns. So what not everything like ASM, if you can do, you have the complete CAD curves with you. How do you convert a CAD into a 3D model without a person? So that is what automation is. We are in that stage now. So in such cases, you are going to be, very in a danger zone. This is another COVID, like seriously. Okay. So if you don't upskill today, and because this is an Autodesk statement, 5 BIM model is equal to one BIM automation developer. If BIM automation person can replace like 5 people, whatnot, in all the disciplines. Okay. Why everyone are saying like can't hear, can't hear?
Uh, Hello, I think they need to do the settings in their own machines, I think.
Yes, yes, yes,
Audio.
yes. On the bottom right, you find a speaker. Okay, so let them fix their problem. Okay, well, so that is what automation. So, anyone have any other questions? Let me see. Do we have any standards for creating actions? No. To be frank, no. There are three set of ground rules. Okay. For example, if you want to create something, you have to find a nodes in Dynamo, like create nodes. These are the basic standards. Who is that? Vijay. I mean, you already have something, but you want to uh, type of nodes. Let's say like standards. Okay, for your query, one is like create. Okay, create nodes. And if you already have something and you want to modify it, so you don't want to recreate it again. You already have something in your model, so you want to modify like moving or deleting or duplicating these kind of stuff. So we'll call it as an action. So action nodes. So this is the second standard. And the third standard is you're not going to create anything. You don't want to modify anything. You want to just, like extract some information out of it. So in that case, like a query, it's just like a query. So we have only, let me mute everyone. Okay. So like we have only the three standard nodes to be followed.
Hello.
Let me, let me mute everyone. Okay. So these are the three standards I want you to follow, Mr. Vijay. Okay. Clear? Let me go with do you have any other questions? I'm a civil engineer. Can I switch my career from MEP design and modeling to Revit API? Depends. Depends, Saurav. But if you are a civil engineer, but I don't suggest you to switch into the MEP side. You can get into the Revit API because most of like I own a company and most of them are like from civil engineer background. So they are working on Revit API. They don't have any modeling experience as well. So whatever I gave them tasks and I'll just explain this is the modeling task. So this is what like a person who do a general modeling or a general coordination. So just show on the process, then convert that into the automation like the Python script or a Dynamo script or a Revit add you can switch, but you have to struggle a lot since if you want to get into the Revit API set, don't switch directly into the Revit API. I think most of the people have been like attended my free 10 days Python training. Can you guys reply in the chat box like who have attended the 10 days training program, Python training program? Reply as S. Reply as S. Ramesh, yes. Cool. Yeah, almost like 75 people attended my free Python training. Okay, very good. Saidusan, yes, 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 good. So, like what I'm trying to say is here, it's just like a mid part of the entire training program, guys. Okay, we have offered to clear, to clear some sort of a fear in your mind. That's it. Because every day our team are getting calls. Rajesh, I haven't done the Python training program. I'm very scared about it. So I don't know, like my no more attendance allowed. Say the meeting is full. Meeting full, ra. Meeting full again. No meeting full again. No more attendance allowed. Even I can't upgrade now. Okay, fine. Let them. Okay, I'll take another session with them. Okay, well, so. Um what we are discussing? What we are discussing about Python planning. Okay, so that's a mid part of it is a mid part of the entire learning. Okay, so Python is very easiest language. Even though you don't even have that experience, uh, you know, to start your career into the BIM automation. So today I'm going to show you a tool which is called Dynamo. Okay, it's a complete like we call it as a no coding platform. No coding platform. Okay. Well, let me explain you what you are going to. Just a second. Huh? Let me, I'm sorry. Okay, fine. So uh, here the first one is like the Dynamo. Okay, I want you to start with the Dynamo. Dynamo. So why Dynamo in the sense it is very easy and brings a lot of confidence, like how you are, it creates some sort of an anxiety to get into the next steps because where you don't use any code here, no code completely. So that's the reason like we'll call it as a no code platform. No code platform. You don't use any code here. Seriously. Okay. That and it is very easy. If you and you kid will join this training program, both will be able to understand it very clearly. Okay. Easy it is. No coding platforms, no coding languages are very easy because there is no code at all. Okay. So next to it, there is a one more again. It's called Dynamo scripting. So what is this Dynamo scripting? Is it not a Python? Actually, no. It is no. My answer is no. Dynamo scripting is completely different. Most of the people used to say, I'm good at Dynamo scripting. I'm good at Dynamo scripting. But if I ask any Python question, we can't answer. The reason we'll call this as a design scripting. Design scripting. Design scripting is especially designed for Revit and Dynamo. Revit and Dynamo. I'm just showing you the path, okay? Like how you start your learning journey. That's it, okay? So design scripting is especially designed for Revit and Dynamo, and we call this as a half code programming. Half code. It's an half code. So what do you mean by half code? Hmm. Just a second. Okay. So this is an half code. What do you mean by half code? I mean, if this word looks like a strange, here we don't use the complete coding, like it is not a Python language. Okay, let me write here. It is not a Python, not a Python. Okay, not a C language, not a C plus, not a C plus plus, or it's not a C sharp, or it's not a VB.NET. It's not even a language. It is especially designed it for the Dynamo. Okay, so what you can do here, so we are going to learn the Dynamo in depth, where I'm not going to, leave a single topic, which is like if you have 100 topics, so I'm going to clear like 110 topics. So I'm going to cover more topics than what we have. Understand? Okay, the complete Dynamo, and we don't have a basic, intermediate, and expert level of training. We have only one. It is expert level. Since we are into the outsourcing industry, we generally place the candidates, those who are automation professionals, okay, to the companies. So I want everyone needs to be like placed in a company will be able to handle any kind of an automation tasks. That's it. Nothing else. Okay. So this Dynamo scripting is next level to the Dynamo. Next level to the Dynamo. So what is the next level to the Dynamo scripting, which is nothing but like design scripting? Okay, that is Python. That is Python. That's Python. Let me show you. Okay, I mean, when I say Python, Rajesh told me that's a Python. So I have to learn Python and go and join a Python training institute. Don't do that idiotic things. Okay. If I say W3 schools, W3 schools, and if I go with Python tutorial, we have these concepts. So these are the modules we have. I mean, if you want to learn Python, if you join any Python training program, I mean, any institute, they'll teach you all this. They'll teach you all this, and you'll be having like 100 marks, you know, examination. And if you fail over there, so they consider you're like completely like a failure. You can't understand it, and then you started hating the coding process. Not exactly. I'll tell you one thing. To implement a Python in our Revit, generally we will be using only few topics out of this entire, not even 50%, not even 40%, not even 30%, only 20% concepts you have to learn and you have to understand. So if you are expert in those 20% concepts, then you are a Python expert. When it comes to Revit. Okay. So this Python is completely different. We generally call it as an iron Python. Iron Python. Like how we have like for example, this is a Python idle. It's a Python idle. Okay. Generally, if I want to store A equal to 50, okay, and B equal to like 50. So I say A plus B, then it prints 100. This is a different environment. In our case, we have the same similar environment in the Dynamo itself. Like where it is, let me show you. In Dynamo, if I say Python script, so we will be writing a Python scripting here. So when I double click on this, it will take some time for me in my machine generally, because I have loaded all the libraries. So these are the libraries generally. Okay, don't look into the code and get confused. This is like a template, like how we have an architecture template, how we have a structure template, how we have an MEP, different templates. So this entire thing is a template. So if I would like to write anything, if I want to fetch all the like walls in my model, so to check whether the height of it, and I want to align the columns to the wall maximum height, so I will be writing 2 to 3 lines of a code. But when it comes to the scenario, if somebody posted the code in any LinkedIn or somewhere in a YouTube, you feel, oh my God, to align the column height with to the wall heights. I mean, do I need to write this entire lines of the code? Seriously, idiotic stuff again. Okay, thinking again here. This is a template. I will be writing just 2 to 3 lines of the code to get that done. So we will be teaching you this as well. Okay, fine. So this is the Python template. Like if I ask, I mean, see, it's a Python script. I want to get the ID of any element which I connected. So I'll put a dot and ID. I'm just asking like, no more attendees alert. I think people are facing issues to join. Dot ID. Okay, let's say I just click on save, and it is asking like select model element. So I have to select the model element. I can play with multiple elements as well. When I click on select, and if I select uh, like this umbrella, something, when I connect this element with this, and when I click on run, it will give you the ID of the particular element. The ID of the particular element. Say just like a one single, not even 3 characters. If I'm asking name of it, so it's giving like 5 TSX. If I want to play with multiple, so I can check. I mean, if I connected total, you know, like thousands of cable trays, and I want to filter only like 600 into 150 cable trays. It is easy, just using like 3 to 4 lines. It's not that complicated as well. So, I mean, most of you have a question like, how do we come to know what kind of a like function I supposed to use? How do I come to know? There is a tool which is a hidden tool. Okay, I want you to know this. For example, if I select any umbrella here, any element, okay. So Rohit, please speak in Hindi. I'm so sorry, Rohit. I'm very bad in Hindi. If I start speaking in Hindi, everybody will like, okay, it will be completely spoiled. Okay, so no, I'm so sorry. So when I click on Snoop selection, so this is the properties palette. What we see here, like instance parameters and the type parameters, it is not even 5% of the actual parameters, actual data we have. Understand? Okay, so this is like this is the properties palette, which a person who is into the automation industry can only enjoy this properties and stuff. So I mentioned ID here. So I have an element with me. So next to that ID, I mean before the ID, I put a dot. I put a dot. So before every set of action, I have to put a dot, 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 dot. So element dot assembly instance ID. So then it will return this information. It means it is extracting that particular value. So when I put element dot bounding box, it will give you this information. But here, it won't get the complete information. Why? Because it has some additional information in it. See, which returns to another pop-up again. It shows me another pop-up. Oh, so in this, I want to read the max value. So what I have to do? Bounding box, then I'll put a dot next to here, and then I'll use max. So element dot bounding box dot max. Then I'll get this value. I hope it is clear. So we call this as a dot notation. If you are good at this dot notation concept, hurry, you can write any kind of a no, only few people can see. Let them log in again. Tell them. Okay. I'll join on that. Okay. So when I use this like element dot bounding box dot max, then it prints. I mean, I'll show you like how it works in our workshop as well. Okay. I'm just giving you a quick brief to make you understand the Python is easy, simple. Okay. So I hope you understand this concept. Everyone, is it clear? If you don't need to unmute your mic, you can use the chat box for replying. Okay, saying yes or no, anything. Okay. I hope you understand what I'm trying to explain in this. Clear? Okay. Good. So this is the dot notation concept, and you thoroughly enjoy this concept because if you're expecting something and it is giving you instantly, who will disappoint, man? And it is not that even the toughest thing also. So you can play with this entire magic. Let me show you some other example. Element dot id, we tried today. Element dot name, I've shown you. See, it's giving you 5M TSX. Even in the Python scripting, which shows the same. Like ID 2251199. It has given the same output when I'm calling it. Okay. So this is what we see generally in the properties palette. Let me show you the magic. Okay, I just click on the parameters. So these are the parameters I can see for the particular element. And out of when I click on the area, I can only see this value, 6 square meter or whatever it is. Okay, so I can see only one value out of this entire data. That is why the developers, like how few guys have like third eye, like gurus. Some guys have a third eye, like we have a third eye. If you are a developer, you'll be having like a third eye. It is this lookup tool. You can only see the code behind it. You can only see the data behind it. If you can able to say that, First thing, just a second. If you can able to see, if you can see the data, okay. And next thing is, if you can get the data, and if you can change the data, you are a developer, man. You're a simple developer. Without, to get up to this extent in the coding level, it will take like 30 days. It will take, and it's my promise. From the third day itself, you will be start writing your own scripts. I'm not joking. I'm seriously not joking. It's proved. We are very confident, and I'll never compromise in the quality of the training. I'll just give you one quick example. Like, we have started this training, the teaching training, like in 2019. In 2019. So in 2019, this training duration is like 15 hours. Now it is 75 hours. Now it is 75 hours. Last batch itself, it is like 60 hours. But this batch, it is like 70 to 75 hours. So why? So I can finish almost like 4 batches in uh, the same time itself. I can finish 4 batches. So it's more revenue for us if I could finish the entire batch. Okay, and we allow only 20 to 25 people in a batch. Okay, and whatever, I mean, the charge, it was like in 2019. We are still maintaining the same like fee in 2023 as well. Understand? Okay, so we need the people who are capable to learn and get the deserved positions. Like, we have placed almost like 13 candidates in the month of October itself to the companies, like total 13 or 14 candidates like been placed. It's a very less count compared to the previous months, but it is okay with us. Okay, like we will mostly focus on our students who then, like, if you invest like X amount, we'll try to get that back with 10 to 15x. Like, if your investment is like 1,000 rupees, we'll get like profit of like 10 to 15,000. So if you invest something, you'll get like 10 to 15x for sure in terms of like salary hikes. Okay. So we work for it. And this is really, game changing tool. So I want everyone, that is the reason we are offering like a free Python training to bring an awareness, and we're still doing it. Okay. And maybe the next batch would be after like 5 to 6 months. Generally, like, I mean, we won't offer this kind of to most of the people missed it. Like, we have almost got like 200 people and join only 75 candidates. Okay, well, that's different story. So this is in Python. Okay, don't learn the complete Python. Huh? Don't learn the complete Python. Learn what it is really required. Seriously. Okay, so if you have 100% like topics, then learn 20% topics only. So we will make you expert in this 20%, not the 100%. If you are good at this 20%, you can rule this entire Revit API. I'm promising you. It's my experience. Okay. Okay. Well, so the next one is like Iron Python. So what is this Iron Python? What is this Iron Python here? Okay. So Iron Python is, we generally call it as an application Python. We generally call it as an application Python. So every application has its own code. I hope I mean, if you are able to play with a tool, it has a backend. So whatever you're going to play with, I mean, if I'm playing with this Xmind tool, so, and this is like a front end. What about the backend? It is a code. Okay. For our application, we are using a language called Iron Python, and it's a backend language. Okay. So Iron Python, we called as an application Python. Okay. So if you once you learn those 20% topics, you can easy to you can easy to implement that learning journey in this Iron Python. So where is this? What is, you said Iron Python, which is nothing but like application Python. So where I can implement this. You will implement this in Revit, Revit application Python. So Revit application. So we generally call it as a Revit API, Revit API, application programming interface. So I want to implement some, I want to do some sort of changes. I want to create a code. So where do you create a code? You need a programming interface. You need a programming interface. So which is a program what is your program here? Revit. So we generally call this Revit application programming interface. It's called Revit API. Revit API is not a language. It is just a verb, that's it. Okay. So this is what. So this is the learning journey I do generally suggest. If most of the people, what they're doing, they learn Python first, and they come to the Dynamo and open Python scripting and start creating something, and they couldn't do anything. They couldn't do anything because of they have learned a wrong Python, which is used to develop on websites, which is used to play with a sort of a websites, not with any tool. Okay, so this is the entire journey, guys. And the last one, it's a very tough one, which is like C sharp, which we will use for creating Revit add-ins, which we used for the to create the Revit add-ins. Is it clear with everyone? Is this career, I mean, is this learning part clear with everyone? Huh? Is it clear with everyone? Clear, no? So good. That's it. Let me. This is like a learning journey. Okay. Well, what about the career path now? So if I mean, okay, Rajesh, I understand. I'll always. I mean, you can say that like I'll follow this method from now on. But what is the scope of the jobs in the industry? We have placed almost like 14 candidates in last month, and they're completely different companies, and they are like very Buddha companies, very small companies. So why not? If you see, I mean, I don't know how many people been here, like from the big companies called Acom, Atkins, WSP, okay, and Jacobs. I don't know how many people are here exactly. Okay, so they have their team. They have their own team already. Let me mute everyone. Okay, they have their own team, and even very small companies, which is not even a revenue of like 1 CR, even they are also implementing the automation in this because they don't want to hire and more people. They don't want to hire more people. They want to run the show with the less people or with number of projects, and they are putting the pressures on the team members. It's very hard. I don't because I have come from the same background. I worked for like small companies. Okay. And I faced a lot of pressures over there. If they have 2 to 3 projects, I mean, if I got relaxed in the project one, they start putting me on the second project. Again, if I'm done with the second project, they put me on the third project again. So when there is no salary hike, nothing. Seriously, I don't know. You guys are facing the same. Few of you guys are facing the same. Okay. So this is what the smart companies do. If you are aware of the automation concepts, you can use some sort of, you know, you create a scripts and implement and run those scripts on your daily projects and in daily routine, everything. For this, you have to put your efforts like anything in terms of learning, in terms of practice and everything else. Okay. So the journey, uh, can anyone text me? Anyways, it's like confidential thing. Okay. If there are any 2 to 3 years of, I mean, yeah, 2 to 3 years of experience candidates, what is your current salary now? Just you can use the chat box. 2 to 3 years of experience candidates who are acting like 25,000. So 25 to 12. 30. Hmm. Approximation. Hmm. I'm expecting, please do reply. Otherwise, this will be very boring. 35,000, 34. I think 3 years candidates. Hmm. 27, 23. Hmm. Good, good, good. I'm still expecting replies. 25. Let's on an average like 25,000. 25,000. Okay, 25,000 into 12. It's like 3 lakhs package. Have you like ever thought that if you are an automation developer, if you create a script and sell it to the clients, they'll be paying you something around more than 75,000 for single script. For single script. I don't know whether you're aware of it or not. This is a market. Okay. So so far we have placed few candidates, those who are having like 2 to 3 years of experience. We have trained them on the automation. We trained them on the automation, and we have like we have placed them in the companies with, I mean, if I disclose a salary, I mean, the CTC will definitely shock. It's almost like a 8 to 12 lakhs package. 8 to 12 lakhs. 8 to 12 lakhs. The people who are having like 2 to 5 years of experience, they're getting 8 to 12. I mean, the person who is having like 2 to 3 years of experience, they're getting like 8 lakhs. That is the automation. That is the power of automation. Because you are in a BIM industry. BIM industry, if you have like 2 to 3 years of experience, I can't I can't present all this during the workshop. Okay, once you joined us, I can show you the proof of it. Okay, so I'm so sorry. It's really confidential. Okay, like 2 to 3 years. I mean, if you're getting like something like 25,000 maximum to 30,000. Okay, if you change your industry, you're not changing the industry. You're still in the BIM. You're still in the BIM, but now there is an automation, BIM automation. Okay, so now you will be getting something. Again, you have a 2 to 3 years of experience only. 2 to 3 years experience, like you will be getting 8 plus. There is nowhere related to this package and this package. Nowhere. It's like completely, it's not even double. It is 3 times than what you are getting now. That's the power of an automation. Go and apply. Just do one thing. If you really want to try this out, okay, add a if you are active on a LinkedIn, because we got your information from the LinkedIn only. We have selected the candidates, like who, I mean, almost like we have filtered 10 to 15,000 candidates, but finally we see the people who are capable, to understand. Those who are, Array Naeem, it's 8 lakhs per annum. Okay, those who are having like 2 to 3 years of experience. Okay, so we pulled those who can able to switch into their career. Okay, well, anyway, that's different story. So where there is no difference between, where there is no related to like 3 lakhs to 8 lakhs, it's completely different. Okay, so now to get this, you have to invest your time, not your fees or not salary or nothing. Okay, you have to invest your time. Seriously, I'm telling you, even though you invest a lot on this part, uh, I want you to invest your time. Not only you, everyone. I do suggest every student like who joined us, like we'll keep on forcing like, what is your practice time? What is your practice time? Did you practice today? So this is what we will take care of the practice in hours as well. Go and read the Bimera reviews. You will come to know like how, and I will be the trainer for the initial journey. So I'm going to be, take you to the next level of journey completely. Understand? Okay. This is not joking, Abdul Mukshit. this is proved, and we are doing the business with the same thing. Okay, text me on WhatsApp. I could share you some profiles. Okay, like some sort of the profiles who got their salaries on this package. Okay, fine. Well, it is not to criticize you people like getting less salaries. Of course, I'm always telling you that to upskill yourself. Okay, fine. Well, let's get into some of the queries from your end. Okay, because I want to close this Q&A part in next 10 minutes. Let me check with everyone. Do they have any questions? Um, Recording later. Can you explain the salaries topic later? This is the main important topic, Teja. Otherwise, people won't sit. Okay. Well, are there different companies other than normal BIM companies who hire for BIM automation? No, you have to see. I'm not telling you to switch your profile from modeler or coordinator to developer directly, or to change. You're not going to write a, you're not a full-time coder here. You will be in the modeler as a modeler only, but implement the coding terminologies or the automation strategies and get your things done much better, much faster. That's it. Okay. Without any errors, like you can fix it. For example, I have a question for you. I have a 50 floors building. Let's say I have a 50 floors building. I need answer from everyone. I have a 50 floors building, and these are not typical. These are not typical. I'm sorry. It's not typical building. Okay, you can't copy paste this entire elements. You have a 500 elements in each floor. 500 elements. Let's say 5,000 elements because including all MEPF. So like ceiling fixtures like lights, fire alarm devices like smoke detectors, heat detectors, like diffusers, everything like cameras or Wi-Fi devices and everything. You have 5,000 elements in a floor. So total you have around like 25,000 elements. Is it? No, 250,000 elements in an entire building. How long it will take you to place all these elements? Now, just a minute time. I need a reply. I need an answer from everyone.
It's almost 2 to 3 weeks or more than that.
2 to 3 weeks or more than that. Okay, good. Anyone else? Use chat box. Use chat box for your replies. Mm-hmm. 1 month, 4 weeks, 1 month, 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks. Okay, good. What if you could automate this entire thing, entire the process in just matter of like 5 to 10 minutes? You understand? You understand? Okay. So that is what the power of automation is. Okay. If you have created a script for one thing, like you are going to like use it for all the flows and you can get this thing. I mean, you don't need to create different scripts to get these things alone. Okay. If you create a script, you're going to use it in all the flows. Okay. Yeah, that is possible, Rohit. Okay. Well, that is why like the automation people have more demand. Okay. So what is there in the automation? Let's get into the topic directly, like without any uh, you know stories. Let's get into the topic. So what do you have in this the complete? Where do you start? Let's still I have 5 minutes time. Do you have any other questions? Anyone have any questions? Anyone have any questions? No? Shall I?
Hello.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. Uh, Sir, once we complete this course, so how do you find ourselves? So, like, what are the basic 2 or 3 changes you might have seen to your students, those who have completed this course. So
Mm-hmm.
what are the things you find into ourselves? So once
What,
we're done with this course, like 3 to 5 uh,
what is your experience,
signs.
Aniket? What is
So
your
I have
experience?
around 7 years of
7 years of experience.
experience as a BIM
Oh,
coordinator. Yeah.
BIM coordinator. Okay. How long did it take? I mean, for example, you have a 5,000 clashes to be done. Generally, what is the process you follow? What is the general
So
process?
we generally go to, yeah, Navis work and do the crash detection, and then team
Hmm.
will work out to resolve
Hmm.
those clashes. Different
Correct.
trades and different solutions.
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct. Okay. So you generally copy, you will have an Excel document or else you have a Navisworks open and you have to copy the element ID and paste it in the Revit and check where the element
correct.
is and you have to fix it out. So how long it will take for to get this process done? Forget about the clash.
It's a time.
Only to
Yeah, it's a time consuming. It's a time
correct.
consuming activity, and it
What
irritates
if
sometimes. Seriously.
correct? What if you have the individual views in your Revit model itself, wherever there is a clash happened, wherever there is a clash happened, okay? So if there is a dedicated view for that particular clash, like how you have in like Navisworks, if you have the same views in your Revit,
Viewpoints, like a new viewpoints.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly how it is. Clear, no?
It is like
So
a, ready to eat. So
exactly. So that's what you can do after our training for a coordinator, I'm saying.
oh, that's really great.
Understand?
Correct, correct.
Okay.
That's really great thing. Yeah,
Okay,
thank
we
you.
will be explaining you like even you don't your management doesn't need to buy even number of Navisworks license as well. If one single license, export that Excel into the report into the Excel and load that Excel into with the help of Dynamo and it will do the rest of the task. Of course, it has to be the coordination has to be done by you only. It's a manual process. Dynamo is not that capable to do it, fix the problem by itself. Okay. So you have to do it, but the rest of the process, what you're going, the initial process, what you've done, it is going to be like simplified, simple. Is it clear? Okay. So these kind of, I'm promising it. I'm promising that. Okay. So you'll definitely do up to that extent. When it comes to the modular, it is very basic. You can, whatever they are playing in a daily routine, they can automate every single task with the help of the Dynamo, with the help of a Dynamo and API after a training. And I'm promising that. Okay, you can go through the reviews and check. Most of the people are your friends. Okay, there are almost like 200 reviews are there. Go and look into it. Okay, fine. Any other questions? Anyone?
Yeah, Rajesh.
Yeah,
Sorry to interruption.
no problem. No
Yeah,
problem.
actually, I mean, I will be using this for this classes switchback option, actually, switchback add-in.
Hmm.
So if we use this automation, it will be more time, whether the time is economical for switchback or automation.
Both are same actually. If you don't see, generally what happens, you if you want to use a switchback, it is a load again on your project, on your application and everything. True?
Okay. Yes,
Because
yes.
I
I mean,
also
we need
worked
to
on
add
like
we need to buy that add-in actually.
exactly. You have to buy it, and there
Yeah.
is an additional cost. And even though sometimes it is very hard to switch it because it'll take a lot of time to
Yeah.
get this, and it has to be opened. But if you do this process, the views will be created just it will take, of course, even this will be also killing some time like 5 minutes, but it is only once. Okay.
Okay.
Once it is resolved, you can run the script again. It will delete wherever the clashes got cleared. So this is how it is.
I mean, like after running the script, just it will show the classes to us, and we need to we need to clear the classes manually, right?
Exactly.
Or else, okay, just it will be showing in views where the clashes
Views.
has been happening.
That's what I'm
Okay,
telling. That's what I'm telling.
okay,
Okay.
okay, yeah, yeah. Thanks. Then
Even
thank you.
there are, yeah, thank you. Even there are few tools which can automate by itself as well. Okay, but we are not discussing about it. It is a very advanced. Okay, you have to use like very complicated language, and you have to write a lot of logics in the next level. Language. Like C sharp. Not happen with the Dynamo or Python or anything else. Okay. So have you compared the job vacancy for BIM modeler automation as per my research? Recruiter mostly hiring for BIM modeler, pretty please. I'm talking about automation industry. We generally not into this modular roles at all. Shubhan, okay. So how many time required for this course? Actually, if you don't have an experience in the modeler, I don't suggest, because if you don't know like how to model something manually, you can't automate anything. Okay, so does any client is mandatory to ask project should be done on the BIM automation? Okay. How worth it is? Can you please clarify? See, I don't know. You guys are like 120 people here. Out of this 120, I can say that you guys have been trying to learn this Dynamo from past 6 months or from past 3 months or from past 1 year, and they couldn't get a proper picture what they're doing exactly. I don't know uh, how to learn something. I've seen few courses on YouTube and some other the platforms like LinkedIn Learning. They say that learn the Dynamo in 3 years. I don't know how easy it is, because there are few concepts. So once for one topic, for one concept, I'll take 2 hours to explain. How can you finish this entire Dynamo training in just matter of 3 hours? I don't know. Seriously, it's a stupid statement. I'm not criticizing others. Okay, it is not possible. If you learn something which is your future, you have to give your best in it, and you have to understand in and out of a particular thing. Like completely, not like chupa chupa knowledge. It's like it's not even 50% knowledge as well. It is like 28. So out of you're leaving 80% of the things uh, which you're supposed to learn. So in my training, like until unless you understand the complete concept, let me show you what are the concepts as well. I'm sorry, open. So these are the topics, guys, which you are going to learn in the training program. These are the topics. These are the key concepts actually. The data types, anatomy of fluid. Like we are going to see all this in couple of minutes. I'm going to explain what is the data types and how you're going to these. I mean, this is the entire. It's a the learning strategy. The learning strategy. Okay. So I want you to learn that in the beginning and next to it, and what happens if you learn this, what kind of things that you can play with. You're going to come to a complete picture after explaining all this. Okay. So what I'm saying is, um, this is not like you have to getting chance to implement the client implementation. It's up to you. Like if you're not working on projects, it's very hard you to implement that program. Okay, fine. Anyways, so these are the main topics we have. Okay, so what are all this? Let me explain in detail first. I mean, just like a brief in the beginning. Data types. If you join any training program, they will start teaching you with the data types. Like what is the number? How do you play with the numbers? How do you play with the text? How do you play with the check boxes? How do you play with on and off? I mean, how do you play with hide and unhide? So how do you play with delete and get that back? So all this, like coming under the data types. Okay, the numbers, doubles, this text and everything. So how do you play with it? For example, if I want to control, if I want to control, if you want to move this, what is this umbrella, the height to 100, okay, from the floor. So where should I change and what should I change? Which parameter am I supposed to play with? Tell me.
Base offset, like to another one level to another level. for height.
For height, this one. Which one? Where is it? I want to change this height from 0 to 100.
From boss.
Elevation from level.
Elevation from level. Can you see that? Which is moving? Correct?
Yes.
Which is moving now. So what is this elevation from level, like, which is 1000? What is it? Is it a number or a text or what? What is it?
It's number.
It's a number. So if you clearly observe this, if I want to control any, like if I want to control this element, I no need to select that element here. I can control the data here. If you know how to control the data, that is what, I mean, to get into that extent, so you will be playing with the data types. Where is it? Where is that? This one, data types. Data type. Let me show you some examples for it as well. For example, let me set this back to 0. I'll say that select model element. So I'm saying that, could you please, I want to select some model element. Select, and I have selected here. So that 22521, I think it is an element ID. Okay, let me Windows Z 12. That's right. Okay, let me go with this. So select model element, set parameter by name. Set parameter by name. There are twin nodes actually. So it is expecting element. So I have connected the element. It is very easy. If you know, like I have a node, I have another node. How do you come to know, Rajesh? You are an expert, so or else you have practiced before you take this workshop. So you are aware of it. But how do you come to know that we have set this set of nodes? It is a strategy. You don't need to by heart it. There is a strategy called node finding. If you're good at it, you can find even alternative node for this. It's not, it is not a mandate to use only this node. You can use your own node. Understand? Okay. Fine. Element and parameter name. It is asking for the parameter name. So parameter name, when I just click on this, elevation from level. Okay. So that is a string actually. So you will be coming to learn all this. What is a string? Like how do you where do you use the numbers? Where do you use the strings? And how do you connect it? If you don't know how to connect, you can't play with anything. Okay. So we are going to teach you everything in a spoon feeding way. There is no other sayings than this. Spoon feeding. I always suggest if I call, if I inquire any training institute, do you do spoon feeding? If they say no, it's not spoon feeding, it's a group of training. So spoon feeding is not possible. Like it is a 1 hour training program every day. So if they do spoon feeding, 1 hour is going to be like a 2 hours, can be 3 hours also. But I'm promising this is like a spoon feeding. Until unless you able to understand this and the concept, we don't leave you the day. Let the other people leave who understood. If you don't understand, I'll keep on giving you the example. Second example, not happy. Third example, still not understand anything. Fourth example, fifth, sixth, still you understand. I keep on giving the example. It's called spoon feeding. Understand? Okay. So art is completely like a spoon feeding. I don't bother about the house here. Why? Because it's my own company. I need the good response. I'm not working for like money, and it's like whatever you're paying for me, again I'm contributing in different charities. Okay. So even you're going to benefit like 10 times what you have spent on this finding. Okay. Well, that's a different story. So elevation from level. If I type exactly elevation from level, I just connect this to this. And the value, that is, let's say value is a number, no? So I'll use number node. And I'll say 1000. When I connect this to this, what happened? See now? Can you see that? Can you see the change? If I change the value to 1500, I can see. No,
Yeah.
Rajesh, I want to move all these umbrellas. Rajesh. How do you do that? Very simple. You have to select all those. Simple. Okay. Let's see. Select this. Check. What is it? It's a planting. It's a planting. Now I want to tell that very clearly. Even here I did manual process, manual selection. I don't want to do that even manual selection. I want the Dynamo has to take that set of action. So I'll say categories. There are few, this is called element selection process. You will be learning in a training program. Categories, all elements of category. All elements of category. When I connect this to this, so I say that the category is like a planting. The category is like a planting. So it got all the 93. It got all the 93. What about this? This is under, it's a property furniture. Okay, that's fine. So I want to change everything like elements, connect this to this. Done. If I go and check all the trees and umbrellas are on a 1500 height. Do you see that? Do you see that now? Did you see that? Okay. So this is what. No, Rajesh, I don't want to. Even this is also planting. Even this is also planting. I have few elements which not to be disturbed. How can I filter only the umbrellas, not the trees? I don't want to disturb the trees. I mean, like a plants. I don't want to disturb the plants. So M underscore RPC tree. Okay. So how can I ignore this? And only the umbrellas has to move to the 1500. How do I do that? So I will be writing some additional functions here that will be coming under filtering. That will be coming under filtering. So while you're playing with the data types, which is like text or number or something. So if you want to filter like the elements, the filter, okay. So you are writing a more conditions, not all the set of elements, or else. For example, I have a plan, I have a furniture in level 1, I have furniture in level 2, or else I have a trays in the level 1, I have trays in the level 2. So wherever I have a trace in level 1, only those trace needs to be adjusted, not the rest of all the 4 levels or 50 levels or something. Doesn't matter. Okay. So in that case, we will be using the filtering concept. I will be writing like filtering concept. Okay. So like what does it have a filter? I mean, let me show you something. Like here, if it is beach or something, what is it? This one, it is MP3 gray birch 3.1 meter. So I think that is a tree. Now I want to check elements. I have an element dot name. I'm using fill. Don't get confused. I'm gonna explain this in detail and later. So wherever there is a gray birch, okay. So I want to filter. It's like a gray birch or like 3.1 meters. No. Okay. Fine. String dot contains connect the string to this, and I'll use a string, and wherever there is a birch, birch, so it's giving me the true or false values. Yeah, the first index one, the third index one, the fourth index one. So what I do with this true or false filter, finally filter the boolean mask. So when I connect this to this and connect these elements to this, Now all the elements where I got somewhere, see, gray witches are in another list, and the rest of the items are in another list. Now I want to play with only the set of elements. Now I want to set those back again. I want to set those back. So I want to set the 0, select all the elements. Done. Got it? Is it clear now? Is this clear now? Is this clear, everyone? So this process is called filtering. This process is called filtering. Filtering is nothing but like adding more conditions to it. First condition, second condition, third condition. So we have applied only one condition here. If you keep on adding more conditions, your script will be more complicated and you're more useful and everything. Okay. Recap filtering, you will coming to know in coming, in coming examples, Ramesh, don't worry. Okay. So this is what filtering is. And what is the anatomy of a node? What is the anatomy of a node? Anatomy of a node is nothing but you have seen, like, if you asked a guy like who knows Dynamo, like you asked him like, do you know any other node to place the wall openings? So somebody told you use that particular node, and you tried that node and you have searched for it, like builders work, something. Okay, like wall opening. Now is what export options builder. You don't have, and you tried with openings. Anyways, it's like opening, no wall opening. So I'm looking into this shaft by curves, make opening in walls. So finally, you have a node. You found a node. Okay. Let me check floor openings. Okay. This one again from different one. Okay. Remove the openings, add openings by surfaces, open with options, linked file chain paths. Okay, I found make opening with walls. I found 3 options here to place the openings in the walls and the floors. So I don't know how to use it. I don't know how to use it seriously. In that scenario, in such cases, I wanted to implement these strategies, anatomy of node strategies. Okay, so what is it? When I hover the cursor on this, it shows you the description, guys. It shows you the description. Okay, create hosted floor openings through the input flows. The second input is a list of sublist of the boundary, guys. Seriously, you don't understand anything when you read it for the first time until unless you play with it. Most of the people give up while they read the description. They don't understand what is it actually expecting and what they have to connect. The very toughest part is getting the nodes. Let me explain like where you face the problems. Okay, finding a node, because you don't know how to find a correct node, because you don't know that strategy. You don't know that strategy. No one explained you, like no one told you how to find a particular you can find that node using only this strategy. There are 5 different strategies. There are 5 different strategies to find a node. Now, finally, you are expert in these 5 strategies. Of course, don't ask me to teach all this. I mean, I cannot. Okay, it will be covered in the training only. Okay. So once you find the perfect node, now, once you find the node, the rest of the part is how to connect the inputs. This is very toughest part than the finding a node. Very toughest part. Why? Because you have to read the description. Let me write everything here. Where you're going to face the problem, description and the data types. Okay. And the default values and the input types input, object types, which is nothing but like data types only, but this is something different to this. Okay, data types in the sense like we have two types again, primitive and application, and input in the sense, I mean, if you're playing with an elements specifically, okay, so default types. And not only that, you have to do the scissor into this complete, generally anatomy in the sense, the BPC students, what they do, they'll cut a lizard or they'll cut a cockroach. They'll cut the cockroach and they'll see in and out. See what they do, they'll cut everything and they'll see what is there in and out. And they'll stitch it back. I mean, if it is a lizard, they'll stitch it back. If it is some other animal, they'll stitch it back. Okay, so even I want you to do the same anatomy with the node you have, because you are not the owner of this. You are not the owner of this, but you have to read what is there inside it. If you able to read it, then only you can understand what to connect, how to connect, and why it has to be connected in the same way and everything. Otherwise, it's very tough. So these learning strategies that you are going to, I mean, this understanding will be explained. It will take almost like 4 hours to understand. 4 hours. See, my explanations are very, very in depth. Very in depth. Okay, it's not like, I mean, I can't explain you this entire story in just matter of like 1 or 2 workshops. Okay, so I mean, if you keep on texting me in the midnight, like 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock, I'll be happy to answer your queries. This is how it is. Okay, so my explanations were very clear, and after the training also, you will be having a support. Okay, and fine. So when it comes to the inputs, when I hover the cursor on this, there is no input, like there is no hint, there is nothing like what to connect exactly. I don't have any hints here like what to connect. I don't have any inputs. Like generally when I hover the cursor on this, it will show you some hint. Like you will be having some sort of hints. Let me show you something then. Or else when I hover the cursor on this, it's saying the category. When I hover the cursor on this input, Revit.elements.element. It is a beautiful concept that you can I mean, it's giving you directly hint like what to connect exactly. But for the first time when you read it, you can't understand it. Why this? I mean, for example, if I use ChatGPT, if I use, ChatGPT, new chat, let me ask, act as a Dynamo expert, how to get all the wall elements in the Revit model. I'm just asking very simple, like, can you create Dynamo graph? Can you help me create a Dynamo graph or something, whatever? Then it understand everything. Then it's giving you launch Dynamo. First, you have to open the Dynamo and fetch all the wall elements using all elements of category. All elements of category. That is what we have used here. All elements of category. All elements of category. Okay. Node onto the canvas. We generally call this workspace as a canvas. Double click on it to open the node properties and select the wall from the drop down list. This one is not clear. This one is not clear. The node which is actually correct, but what they're trying to explain, it is not clear. Why? Because there is another set of node called categories, and you have to select the wall from it. Simple. So display the wall elements, all elements of category to a watch node, and it will give you all the walls. It is said. Now I want to refine this. I want to change the all the wall heights to 4,200 from 4,000. Can you help me writing a Dynamo graph? Even there is an assistant for you to, uh, to explain what to do exactly, but you guys don't use it. Okay, why? Because it's very hard to understand this terminology. Okay, I mean, if you are aware of there is such a node and what is trying to say, you don't read this complete data here. You have to pick the necessary information out of this entire conversation and use your brain. I mean, like, applying some common sense and get your things done. So what is trying to say, extract the wall height parameter first. So element.get parameter value by name. We have a node. If I copy this, copy paste won't happen. So element.get parameter value by name. See, we have it already. We have get parameter value by name. Okay, then what do you want me to do? Connect the output of the all elements of category node to the element. Oh, is it? So it is asking me to connect all elements of the category output. This is called an output. The left hand side part will call as an input and the right hand side part will call as an output. So it is telling that to take the output connection and connect this to the element. Okay, fine. I'm done, Mr. ChatGPT. What to do next? Okay, and input of the node. In the input, in the parameter name field of the, what is it saying? Element.get parameter value by name, type unconnected height. Okay, it's not clear, but generally what happened for the parameter name, you have to place a string node. It has to tell that very clearly. String node. Okay, and unconnected height. Saying something, no, unconnected height or something. When I connect this to this, it will give you the unconnected heights. Is it? Oh, we don't have this. No, let's say elevation from level. Let me try with the known parameter. So 1500, 0, 1500, 0, 0, 0, 0, all this like 1500. So this is what it is saying, parameter value by name. So then it is saying that change the wall height. Change the wall height using math.add. We have a node called math.add to increase it to the 200 and then use the element set parameter by new node and then do the rest of the process and execute it. That's it. So you don't need to, take someone's help. If you have simple a ChatGPT account with you, understand it's very easy, but you should be able to understand what it is trying to say, and you should be good at asking something uh, in the ChatGPT as well. Understand? Okay. So no, Rajesh, I don't understand. Why I can't simplify this? Simple. Instead of asking like a graph, I'll ask a script. Can you help me writing a Dynamo Python script? Now it's giving me the complete Python script. So just copy it. And again, I'm telling you, you're not going to fetch this complete information again. For example, I'll just take this information out and I'll place a Python code here. I'll just place a Python code here. Let's say watch and copy. I didn't see whether it is even working or not. It's giving you all the wall elements in my model. So I have total 25 walls in it. Simple. So next to it, what it is saying for wall and walls, this everything, if I copy and paste exactly this, it works. Seriously, it works. So why you have to be like sit and write the code from the beginning? Is it clear, everyone? Is it clear, everyone? Are you following me? Or are you just sitting and sleeping? No? Guys, are you following me? Everyone, I'm expecting an answer from everyone. So what I can. Good. Everyone, I'm expecting an answer from everyone. Good. Good. So simple. Okay. So this is what. Okay. Well, this process will be again explained in a detailed way in a training. Okay. If you could able to understand what I'm trying to explain in today's session and tomorrow's session, so you will be able to understand the entire training program, because the way I'm explaining it's a bit faster. If you were able to understand this, the way I teach, it's very slow, like a tortoise. Now I'm explaining like a rabbit. Okay, generally my strategies will be explained in a very detailed way with a with a tortoise speed, because we have slow learners, we have a fast learners also. Fast learners can be easy to can be easy. I mean, can be adapt to this concept very faster, but not like slow learner. If you are a slow learner, my focus will be on you. Understand? So there are so many people who joined in this training program. They have enrolled for the next batch. Okay, it is part of the training actually what they are going to learn in this coming sessions. Okay, that's why I called even them into this workshop as well. Okay, so if you are interested, just text me on WhatsApp so that I can share the complete details of the course, everything. And as I already told you, it is like 70 hours training program. So what you're going to learn here in this, just a second, let me show that. So you're going to learn the Dynamo. It is almost like 30 hours training, 30 to 35 hours. I mean, like, no, it's 40 hours training total, like 30, and this is like 8 or it's 35, and this is 10. Total, I think 40 to 45 hours. And then Python, it is like around something like 8 to 10 hours. 8 to 10 hours, very close to it. Okay. So total here, and there is a very important thing that only for architecture and structures. This is for architecture and structure people. It's called geometry. Geometry. Even though you're from MEP background, there is no necessity like whether you can claim it or not. This is almost like 15 hours training, and this is like it is a different training. It's you're supposed to pay some additional amount for it, but you're getting as a complimentary with this entire training program. So you are going to learn all this. What happened? I'm not able to pull this. Sorry, what happened? Yeah. So you are going to get all this Dynamo, design scripting, and geometry, and the Python. All this. Geometry is nothing but like how do you place, I mean, how do you convert a lines into the walls? How do you convert a lines into like the surfaces into the solids? Like mostly like complicate, like let me show you. Okay. Like architectural, Dynamo, geometry. Let me show you some examples with images. See, you can create these kind of structures. Okay, so you can create these structures, you can create this, you can create these kind of buildings, and all this with the help of Dynamo geometry. If you're like from architecture or structure geometry, geometry is the end topic you have to stop. Understand? Okay. So first, the 45 hours training would be there, and this is mandate. This is mandate to understand the geometry. You can't directly switch to the geometry topics again. Okay. So this is just like, like how you have a Revit essentials. Like these are the like a Dynamo essentials in-depth concept. with the in-depth explanations and everything. Okay. So the geometry, even I will be the tutor for it, and you are going to get it as a recorded, because most of the people are not from the geometry. So that is the reason there will be another training conducted for this the architecture structure people. Since we don't have a time to do all this like additional training for this, so we are sharing the recorded videos access with you too. Okay. So for MEPF, it's more than enough. The 40-45 hours training is more than enough to handle any kind of an MEPF tasks. Okay. If you are learn this, much better. Seriously, you're going to learn what is the geometry and everything. You start loving from the day 4 itself, because from the first 3 days we'll be focusing on you, or how do you write your, I mean, there will be no like stupid examples or something. Okay. So sprinkler automation, and yeah, it is there. You start placing all this. I'll show you how to do that, like placing some elements on scene, everything. You can use sprinkler, like HVAC person can use like the diffusers, like a lighting person can use lights over there. Okay. So Python. So these is the entire training program. Okay. So you're going to get it for a very less cost. Seriously. Okay. But my expectations from your is not the fee, the time, because I want you to be there in a company with a better packages, with a seriously better package. And it's my headache. If you really perform well during the training, you can hold my collar and ask me where is my job. I have done almost like 50 to 100 scripts after our training, and where is my job? I mean, when you are done your 20 to 25th script, you'll be placed. I'll be offering you with a very best package. I'm telling you, seriously. Okay. And there is a one more offer for this batch is, if you did a tremendous job and you have learned, you know, everything in detail, and we have placed you, you're going to get your feedback. You're going to get your feedback. I'm not joking. Seriously. If we placed you in any company, you are going to get your feedback. Like whatever you paid for the Dynamo training, you're going to get it back. Understand? Is this clear? Okay. So you show ChatGPT in the session, people will think we can learn from the. See, seriously, I have invited almost like 150 people today. But we can't allow everyone to join this training program, because we see there are like 1 year experienced candidates also in this training program. Let them self-learn. Let them learn by self, okay, by themselves. And then, I mean, if they wish to join the next month training program or next or in future, let them come back. Okay, so if you show some examples, it won't work for all the cases, but generally, it will help you when you are as a beginner. Seriously, that's what I can tell you. Okay, create a ChatGPT account if you don't have. If you don't have a ChatGPT account, create it. Seriously, okay. Clear? So this is the geometry part, where if I ask, like, architecture complex geometries, let me show you. You can create these kind of shapes and convert that into the the special, the generic models or anything, and you can create these kind of, and you can convert this entire thing into like the structural as well, and you can count how much ton of steel required to get this. I mean, you can do such calculations with the help of Dynamo as well. Understand? Okay. So doing this, playing with this kind of everything can be, I mean, you can simply replace a Rhino. I mean, if you learn our Dynamo geometry, you can, I mean, generally creating these kind of structures in Revit, it is somehow tedious task. It's not possible. But with the help of Dynamo, you have that flexibility added into, and you can convert that into a Revit elements back again. Okay. Even I don't know how many of you are aware of this. This like Dubai Future Museum was done with the help of Dynamo only. The structure was created with the help of Dynamo. Okay, so like let's say what else? Yeah, this one we will generally call it as a fluid geometry, as this kind of a shapes. You have a book actually. I mean, if you're from architecture background, look into this, and you can learn something from this book. You can get this on Amazon. Okay, you can create this kind of a patterns. What else? You can create this kind of a facades. Even this kind of even this kind of even this kind of everything. Okay, yeah, that's it. So this is a geometry. With the help of our geometry training, you're going to create such kind of a calculation for piping system like pressure. Yeah, you can calculate. You can it's a very basic thing. You can do that in the fourth or fifth day itself. Santa Kumar. Understand? Okay. So let me get into the workshop again. Okay. So anatomy of a node. What is there in and out? Okay, what is there in and out? Okay, and node finding concept. So if you don't know like how to find a particular node, there are different strategies to find a node. Okay, and what about the node behaviors? Behaviors in the sense, for example, you are expecting something. For example, your kids are expecting something that you're going to bring after your office. I mean, like when you're coming from your office, expect something and you haven't got exactly the same what they're expecting. They started behaving like something else. Even this is also the same. If the node is expecting something to be connected, if the node is expecting something to be connected, here it is expecting an element. What if I just replace the connections from here to here, from here to here? Now it is giving you the warning. It is not an error, it is a warning. You will become an expert once you started loving the warnings. Okay, so I'm here to take the fear out from your mind, and you will fall love in the warnings with the warnings. Understand? So when I hold the cursor on this, it is saying that element or parameter value by name, it is expecting so and so. It is expecting so and so, but you have connected with so and so. Okay, what it is expecting? Let me zoom in. Element dot get parameter value by name, expect argument type in the sense input. Inputs in the sense these two are like an input. Input 1 and input 2. When I hover the cursor on this, in the bracket, Revit dot elements dot element comma string. Revit dot elements dot element comma string. So this is a Revit dot elements dot element comma second input. It is a string. So what is this comma exactly here? If you go to Excel, if you're good in Excel, for example, I have a 50 here, I have a 150 here. So I want to sum these two. Let's say sum, open bracket. So when I open the bracket, so whatever it is expecting like a number one is this. And when I put comma, so the number one, the text is in bold, it will be replaced with the number two. Now it is asking number two. So let me connect the number two here. When I use comma, it is like inputs. Comma in the sense input. Okay, you have a number of still you have an inputs. Still you have an inputs. If there is no comma, so it will be stopped out there. So when I close the bracket and hit enter, done. So exactly here it's the same thing. Revit dot elements dot element comma string. So how many inputs we have here? How many inputs we have here? Use chat box. How many inputs we have here? 2. Correct. 2, no? So one is the Revit dot elements dot element and second one is a string. Okay. But What did you saying? But was called in the sense connected with string and the family instance. String and the family instance.
String in the family instance.
Let me mute everyone. Okay. So it just got reversed. That's what it is telling you. It got reversed. That's it. Okay. If you reverse it, it will be back again. That's what. Okay. So you will be there will be some other like different behaviors, like how it behaves, and you will be coming to know how it behaves in different scenarios. Okay. So node views. I mean, still we have one more workshop even tomorrow. We'll see in depth in tomorrow. Okay. I'll show you some examples with some basic scripts and detailed explanations as well. Okay. Node states. What do you mean by node state? Here, node state is nothing but like, let me show you something. Say this. Oh, so node state pointed by coordinates, pointed by coordinates, pointed by coordinates. All nodes are like pointed by coordinates only. Every single node is a by coordinates, pointed by coordinates only. But they have a different colors if you observe it. The first one is in a different color. The second one is on different color. Third one, fourth one, fifth, sixth, seventh. All they are in different colors. If you understand like what is the actual state of it, you will never stuck anywhere. Seriously, because you will be coming to know how to fix it if it is in a green color, if it is in a yellow color, if it is in a red color. So you will be coming to learn all these strategies in the node states part. Okay, it is one of the important concept in our training. Okay, so dot notation. Array, if you understand this dot notation, you are going to be expert like anything. So what is this dot notation, Rajesh? Let me show you some example. Dot notation doesn't need you, I mean, like any programming, experience or something, at least knowledge. Let me show you very basic stuff. Huh. Let me open any other project. Let me close this. I have to close the previous one since I can't play with two projects at the same time. Okay, so that's why I just closed the previous one. Now I want to fetch all the ducts in the current model. So I'll use like categories. I'm sorry. Categories. Okay, categories. And I'll select the ducts here and all elements of category. When I connect this to this, it's giving me like total 724 ducts are there. Now I want to play with Rajesh. I don't want to play with all the 724 ducts. I want to use Dynamo, but I want to play with only the ducts which are having, like bigger than 400 size or something. Okay. So first, let me get, I use get parameter value by name. Let me check. I mean, I'll check width of it. I'll check width of it. So 300, 250, 450. I have 650 also. So I want to play with the ducts which are bigger than 600, or else like which are bigger than 450. Now, this is only for checking like query and querying. Okay. Now I'll use a dot notation. I have an element I have an element and I want to get parameter value by name. Okay, open the bracket and I'll say like width of it. Okay. So let me explain you one more strategy here. Even this works. Let me pull this out. Even this works. Okay, but let me show you something else. Revit dot, I'm putting dot here. Okay, elements dot element dot get parameter value by name. So this is called dot notation. Open it, and the first one is expecting like element, comma, and parameter name. It is like a width. So when I connect the elements to it, even it will give you the same output. This is the shortest method. This is the shortcut, and this is a standard method we generally follow. Now, I want to filter all the ducts which are bigger than 450 or equal to 450. Let's say equal to, or greater than or equal to 450. Now I'm getting like true or false. So the first one, if you notice it, I'm already having something. So if you see that 450, third one, true, fourth one is true, and 6, 7, 8, 9, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 11 is also. So 450. So it's giving me all the true or false values. So what do you want me to do with the true or false value? Open, close it, and if it is a true part, then get me the elements. If not, return null value. See, I got only the particular ducts. Rajesh, how do I clear these nulls again? To clear this null, again I'm using like dot notation strategy. VS Code dot list and dot clean. See why I'm using n number of dots here. You are going to play with all this by the end of a training. Otherwise, I won't leave you. Understand? Okay. I'll sit you in the next batches. I'll sit you in the next third batch, fourth batch, fifth batch, until you got perfect. And thus, I'll keep on sitting you. Generally, it won't happen sitting you in the next batches. Within the first batch itself, you will be very clear, because generally only this block I'll take 15 to 30 minutes to explain this. Just not even like 2 minutes. I have done something here. Okay. So that's what there are 269 ducts are there. What if not equal to greater than 450? 270, like greater than 500, 67 ducts are there. So which is changing. Now I want to select all these ducts in the Revit and see where they are exactly. I'll say select. Can you please select and Revit? Select and Revit. Okay. Note it selected. When I do that, you can see the cyan colored one. The ducts code, 67 ducts code selected here. Do you see that? Now I want to highlight those ducts with a different color. I want to apply a different color to this. So element override something. So I will be using override, color override. Element dot color override view. Okay, I'm having some elements here. So I'm having some elements. I want to apply some color dot blue. I want to apply blue color for those set of elements. Okay. If I go and see that, I can see the blue color which applied to my understanding. Okay, now I can see all the ducts, see, which is like 750 with the 750. Is it clear, everyone? Now I want to check what is the flow rate exactly here. What is the flow rate? What is where is the flow like 0.0 ls, and what is it here something? So there is no flow happening here, and when I click on this, there is no like flow 600 liters per second. So this is fine, but not here. It's not there. So I have to fix this. Now I want to filter the elements where there is no flow rate. Where the flow rate which is equal to 0, I want to get those elements out. I have to filter it again. So here, let me deselect and deselect. Well, the color gone. It is there. Still it is there. So I want to decolor all this. I have to undo something here. Now I'm back to it. Okay. So undo in the Dynamo will not work. Why it won't work? You will be coming to in a training session. So, please. Just a second. Group of okay, fine. So I want to filter some. I want to play with not even with the 67 elements. Now I want to check these 67 elements dot get parameter value by name, open a bracket, and I'm just saying like what is it? Flow. It's just like a flow. Now 1100, 600, 500, 800, 800. So wherever there is a 0, I want to see only those elements. I want to see only those elements. So again, equal to, double equal to this time 0. Double equal to 0. So I want to get only those elements. If not, return it as like a null. See now. We got it? Is it clear, everyone? So the dot notation strategy is this. So where you use dot, dot, dot. So why we are using dot and everything? Understand? So we can simplify our tasks very, you can say like we can select this and right click and select all instance and visible in view, but you can't apply conditions here. You can't select all the instances with any with the applicable filter or anything else. Correct, no? But with the help of a Dynamo, you can find the exact the problem where it is, and you can fix it out as well. Is it clear, everyone? Is this clear? Is it clear, everyone? Is this clear, everyone? Okay. So this is what, and tomorrow we have tomorrow we have a workshop again to be, the continuation of this. So where you are going to, this is already late. Okay. So where you're going to understand what is a custom node and the list management and the lacing strategies and filtering and the design scripting and somehow Python content as well. Okay. So don't forget to join. Okay. And the people who join only will be getting the recorded videos for this. Okay. Clear? Wall opening for, anyone have any questions? Anyone have any questions? Does anyone have any questions? With the help of Dynamo, can we provide a rebar? Yes, we can do that, Kishore. You can do that, but it needs a detailed, you have to play like anything to play with the rebars, but it is possible. Okay. Santa Kumar, wall opening for Revit linked architecture file like that pipe extra cost. Yeah, that is possible. That's a very basic thing, Santa. You can do it very easily. It is included in our course. Which one?
Hello, Rajesh.
Yeah, Rohit, tell me.
Yeah, what if I have done like some in-place families actually, some 10 to 15 in-place families whether
Hmm.
can I select using the Dynamo also those properties and
It has a
things?
category, right? It has a category and
Yes.
name. You can select it.
Yes.
Simple. You can select it.
Oh, what I mean, like we can also give scheduling for it, those in place things. I mean, we need to add
Uh,
the schedule. We need to add that field parameters in that schedule. Then only it will read in Dynamo.
Correct. Otherwise,
Oh, okay.
there is another method of exporting the schedules, uh, not from the Revit schedules. You can directly export the entire schedule with the help of a Dynamo itself. Understand?
Oh,
And for your
yeah. Understand.
submissions. Okay, you can do that.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
any other
Yeah. Thank you.
questions? Thank you. There is no answer like saying not possible, everyone. Yeah,
Hi, I'm Nasir from
behind is tell me.
Mention about like you are working the ducks by full plan, means full
Saurabh,
model.
Saurabh,
And you do like
Saurabh, you're not clear. Saurabh, you're not clear.
yeah,
No, you're not clear, Saurabh. You use chat box. Use chat box then. Huh? I'll reply to you. Yeah. What about Nirash? Mizar or someone, no?
Yes. Hi, Rajesh. How are you? I hope
Yeah,
everything
good,
is
good,
fine. That's
good, good. Yeah, tell
yeah.
me.
Thank you first of all for arranging this workshop. It was really very helpful for us. And
You.
I have some of the doubts related to my
Yeah,
work,
yeah.
what I'm facing right now.
Mm-hmm.
So actually, I was working in one of the project before, and I had created some of the Dynamo scripts
Mm.
to automate some of the works, just like renaming the worksets,
Good,
selecting the sheets, and number of things. The simple,
good,
simple things, not that
good,
much advanced. But
good.
now I'm facing the problem as I am shifted to the other project. I'm working for the other project now,
Mm.
and I'm facing the problems, especially the errors are popping up, saying that some of the notes, some of the stuffs are missing now. So I'm like I'm nowhere now. I can't start and I can't complete my task. So it's like I'm stuck in between. Is there anything from your side? So how can I improvise myself in these things?
Yeah,
This is the
generally
thing
what
I just want.
happens if you create a script today, it won't work after 5, 6 months, Nizar. I hope you are aware of it
Okay.
because if the API keeps on changing, you have to change even your code a bit because
Uh-huh.
the nodes keep
Okay.
on changing. Okay, so for this case, there is only one
Okay.
solution. You have to figure out where the problem is. Okay, if you open a script
Uh-huh.
which is having like 52, I mean, like let's say 20 nodes. So at least one
Okay.
or two nodes will be affected for sure. Okay, so you have to
Uh-huh.
figure out
Okay.
the effective nodes and replace with the another one. Simple.
Mm-hmm.
So simple.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And some other cases like what happened, we don't have a futures in the outdated for example, we don't have a curved wall future in the 2019. We have in 2021
Mm-hmm.
exists.
Okay.
Correct. So
Okay.
if you're trying to execute the curved wall script in the 2019, it won't work. Why? Because that API is
Okay.
completely different. The Revit in that Revit software, in that Revit API,
Mm-hmm.
there is no such a code called curved wall. But in
Mm-hmm.
2021 we have. So there are some issues with like upgrading and downgrading. Like how you can you
Mm-hmm.
open a Revit 2017 file in 2020? Can you open
Mm-hmm. No, we
2017
can't
file?
open the previous
Hey,
versions.
2017 file
Previous
in
versions we
2010.
cannot open. We
Correct.
can upgrade. Yeah.
But not can't downgrade. So similar to it, even we have
Okay.
some issues in the Dynamo as well. Okay. So if you're aware of
Okay.
those errors, warnings, and everything, you will
Mm-hmm.
never get stuck anywhere else. Okay. That we are going to teach
Okay.
everything in our training program. Don't worry. Okay.
Mhm. And one more doubt I have, I'm now moreover concentrate on the civil works, just like civil 3D and all these things, model reviewing, model checking, and all these things.
Hmm.
I want to know if I join the course, then what might be the advantage in in terms of the civil 3D things, because we are always
Civil 3D, don't expect.
involved in-
I understand your question as well. Civil 3D, compared to the Revit resources, Civil 3D have a very less resource. But generally,
Mhm,
I'm not teaching you the Dynamo here. I'm not teaching you the
mhm.
Dynamo only for Revit. I'm teaching you the visual programming concept. I'm teaching you the visual
Okay.
programming. So visual programming, if you learn this Dynamo in the Revit, you can apply the same
Mhm,
strategies in Civil 3D Dynamo as well. Tomorrow I'm going to show that.
mhm,
Tomorrow I'm going to show like where you can implement it. Why tomorrow? Why not
mhm.
now? Let me, if
Okay.
you learn this, then we will not go see. If you learn the Dynamo for Revit,
Mhm,
you can play, you can implement the same strategies in Civil 3D. You can apply the same strategies in the advanced stage in format. Format is nothing but like SketchUp, replication of
mhm,
SketchUp and Elias and robot structure analysis and more and coming soon. And I want you
mhm,
to hurry up now. Why? Because Autodesk can change this Dynamo to the paid versions sometime. And that at
uh-huh.
that time you can't even you don't even have a you have to purchase it. You understand?
Yes, yes.
If you have to learn something, if you want to implement something, you have to buy
Mhm,
the tool for like $300 or $600. Then you have to start learn. Understand? So you have to
mhm.
put your training fee and application, I mean software fee and everything to become an expert. Understand? So hurry up
Correct.
when you are when you have a source which is like a free. Understand? Okay. So
Correct.
fine. But let's say any connection between InfoWorks and Dynamo? Yes, we have Suresh. We have few, but I can't explain here now. But we have. Generally, the interoperability will be happen with Infra and the Dynamo as well. Okay. So
Okay.
so can we create an adaptive family changes in Dynamo? Yes, you can create Mr. One. I can't see your name here.
Mhm.
Yeah, that is possible. Okay. Jack, tomorrow session also only about Dynamo, or will be there any discussion on no, tomorrow discussion will be with the Revit Python. So I'm going to show you how Revit Python is easy. Very, very easy. Okay. So the topics like we have left for today, they are very important concepts where not only that, most of the people got stuck in these areas. In these areas. Okay, like what is the custom mode and what is the zero touch mode? So if you're playing with the multiple items, so how do you manage the with the list? And there will like we could finish this entire even in one day itself in today's workshop, but have like I've got the calls complete like I need a detailed explanation like the career path and the salary part and everything. So I mean, almost like 20 to 25 calls almost on this part only. Then we decided to include that in the initial, say, I mean, in the first half. Okay. So tomorrow will be very interesting. Um, don't miss to, don't forget to join. Anyways, we will keep on reminding you. Okay. So any other questions, or shall we leave for today? Since it is late
Unmute.
night. Since it is late night.
I have a question.
Yeah, Vignesh, tell me. Yeah, Vignesh, tell me.
Actually, to convert a CAD 2D drawing to 3D model,
Hmm.
is Dynamo nodes enough, or do we require Python scripting?
Depends, Vignesh.
Depends, Nish.
Generally,
Because that's how
generally,
the work, right, as a BIM modeler, converting from CAD to 3D. And there will be lot of layers and how the CAD drawings have been drawn. So on that basis only I'm asking. So will that require depends means in what aspect you're saying?
hmm. So
Hmm.
this depends. For example, let me mute you since we're getting echo from your end. Okay. So it is, generally for most of the stuff. For example, I can say I can rate out of like 60 out of 100 for these cases. Okay. Generally, for most of the cases, you need API also. API, what do you mean by API in the sense? Tomorrow you're going to see that. What is a API and why we need it? I mean, I'll see some of the scripts, like from it starts here and it ends here. So in between, like you have a 50 to 100 nodes. Array, can't you do it in just one single node? Can you play it with one single node? That is called Revit API. And what is the difference between even you have 50 to 100 nodes, executes a particular task, can be done with even single node, single Python script. What is the difference? Why I need a single script? Why I need this bunch of nodes? The reason, runtime. Runtime. Okay. If you execute this, the script which is having more nodes in it, if it takes like 2 minutes, this one single node will be executed in just a matter of 10 to 15 seconds. That's what the runtime. The companies need it. Understand? Okay. So if you could able to do that, and not only that, sometimes if you have a 10 to 15 Python scripts, then Revit API can't handle it. You will be getting some sort of a memory errors. Memory error. We have sort of a memory errors. Okay. In such cases, convert all these Python scripts into a C#, into the C#, like add-in. That's what we generally do suggest the clients. They already have the Python scripts, but they're not able to execute it in time. And it's taking a lot of time, even though they are using 120 GB RAMs. Still, okay. So in such cases, we will prefer that convert that into, the Revit add-in and get the stuff. Clear? Clear, mister? But that is possible. When you are in initial stage of learning, you could do everything automate in your daily workflow. That I can promise you. Okay. Sir, in PHE systems, CVS pipe are running in slope, I think. Okay. But in project, we are not in models. Slope pipe, we control the slope in that. Yeah, you can control the slopes. To do this, you have to understand the geometry part. Okay. So in such cases, I mean, the geometry will help you. Okay. As you select the ducts in the whole model, can we select the duct patch level wise in Dynamo? Yeah, you can do that. You can do that. I mean, we have to add an additional filter here. So where is the Dynamo here? So I'm saying that get parameter value by name. I don't want to play with the 724 elements. So I want to play with if I select any duct, where is the reference level? So I want to get the reference levels first. So what do? I'll get the reference level. Let me show you. Reference level. And next to it, okay, next to it, I don't want to clear all this. See, now I got the level wise, level 1, like level 2, level 3, something. Now I would like to get a name of everything. So I'm getting level 2. Now I'm asking, just get me only the level 1 elements, not all the 724 elements. So, which is equal to level 1. Simple. Level 1, which is, sorry, double equal to level 1. Okay, get me elements. If not, return null. Simple. See now, I got only the level 1. Now if I want to clear all this, now I got all this. 253 elements are from level 1. If I want to change this to the level 2, I'll get all the level 2 elements. 244. If I was to get level 3, I'll get level 3 elements. And if I want to get roof level, simple. Is it clear now? Is it clear, Mr. Saurabh Zuring? Okay. In PHE system, sewage pipe are running in slow. I've done with this. Yeah, I mean, we are doing it online training, and it is after your office hours again. Okay, we don't disturb like how you join today, 8:30. Every day it will be like 8:30 to 10:30, 2 hours. So in these 2 hours, the first 15 minutes and the last 15 minutes will be the Q&A part. In between the 1.5 hour, it is, I mean, you're paying me to harass me. Simple. Okay. So like 1.5 hour, I mean, I'm sorry, the first 15 minutes and the last 15 minutes. Okay. And in the 1.5 hour, I'm gonna harass you. This is how it is exactly. Okay. So, trust me, the training will be completely like very, 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 very like a very detailed way. Okay. So we have very few seats left. Come and register and join training and get the best packages in the industry, and let me help you out to get such job opportunities for you. Understand? Okay. So tomorrow, again, we'll be here with the advanced concepts with some missing, I mean, whatever we haven't covered today. So we're gonna come tomorrow. Clear? Okay. So will we be getting the course material and assignments? Yes, of course. You will be having an assignments. The material what we are offering you, it's more than like what you're paying. Okay. So what about the software access? That we'll discuss personally, Vima. Okay. Fine. So let me know how many of you are registered. I mean, if you haven't registered again, you have to wait for like 1 or 2 months again. Okay. Till the next batch started. Okay. Fine. So I hope you feel something productive today, isn't it? Isn't it, everyone? Did I make you feel bored? Huh? Did I feel make you guys? Okay, good. Thank you. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Same time, 8:30 to 9:30 or 9:45 mostly. But if it is extended, then I mean sometimes I mean a workshop, right? We'll be having a lot of questions. So every question will be cleared before you leave. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. See you. Bye bye. Good night. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Sai. Bye bye.